meet you personally. I just love the way you carry yourself when you are imparting knowledge to the students of Bareilly and your school. So we are very excited. And future group chairman, sir, is he here?
No, he will
not
be.
as yet. So in absentia, all right. So in absentia, I convey my regards to him. Dr. Hemant Yadav, Group Director, and all the dignitaries, all the deans present here, and my dear students. A very, very good afternoon to all of you. All right. So it really gives me immense pleasure to be standing here today in front of you all, such bright, young, talented students. Predominantly, most of you are pursuing B.Ed, if I'm not wrong. Can I have a show of hands of all B.Ed students, please? Okay, so majority of them, and we have BPharm students also here, right? Okay, all right. So, naturally, whatever I have been doing or whatever I'll talk today will predominantly concentrate about or will be more relevant to children who are sitting here and pursuing B.Ed. But I'm sure there will be certain things which even students pursuing other courses might find relevant and they'll be able to implement it in their lives. So firstly, all the bright, young, talented, future educators who are sitting here, you are nothing but the future nation builders. You all are going to shape our nation, and the young, impressionable minds, parents of this country are going to hand over their young children in your hands, and you will be shaping them. And these children, in turn, will naturally be landing up into different other professions. And then they will spread not only across our nation, but across the world. And if I can come and address you all. So naturally I was wondering, what is it all about or how the session is going to go on. Thereafter, naturally, as I'm heading a K-12 school and with busy work schedules, with board exams around the corner, home exams in progress, one tends to, get busy in work schedule. But today as I was coming, and mind you, right at the onset, first let me congratulate you, the faculty, the institute owners, for having excellent infrastructure. Beautiful building, beautiful greenery all around, lovely campus, and you all are blessed that your parents are providing you education in such quality institutes, which will be naturally institute. Don't you think if you're sitting at a which has positive vibes, has a positive addition to your learning too?
Yes.
It does matter. Don't you think there's a difference when you go and watch a movie in a PVR or when you go and watch it in an ordinary theatre? Yes. There is a difference. The vibes are different. The feel is different. That's what exactly an institute also does. Of course, the faculty matters, and there are millions of other parameters, but infrastructure predominantly plays an important role, and you all are tremendously blessed. So, I will take it from the start, and first I will introduce myself so that you know who am I. Then only probably we'll be able to connect with each other. And then by the end of my talk, I would expect that if you have any question of any sort that you would want to ask me today, I would love to answer. It will be an absolute pleasure and a privilege if I can be of any help, even an iota of help. I'm not promising, I'm not assuring that I'll have all answers to your questions, but I'll try my best. So I'll start from the beginning. I'm Gunjan Sahni, Principal, Sobtis Public School. I belong to Lucknow, born and brought up there. Did my entire education up till class 12th. I was in Lamartinier Girls College. If you would have heard the institute, it's a very, very reputed, well-renowned institution, colleges, and I'm very proud to be an alumnus of Lamartinier. It's got one branch in Calcutta, one in France, and one in Lucknow. So after, I was a commerce student in 11th and 12th, and all the 2 years of my 11th and 12th, the only thing we could hear was from every excuse me, I have a bad cough, so I keep interrupting you all like that. So the only thing, we used to talk as students, SRCC jana hai, Shri Ram College of Commerce jana hai, Probably that was our dream. So we knew that it was difficult to get in because the cutoffs, you all must be aware that the cutoffs of Delhi University was soaring sky. It was like really, really high. Still we tried, and with God's grace, I talked to my college and I got an opportunity to went into SRPC. So SRPC, Delhi University, 3 years of college life there. And also I'm grateful and I express my gratitude to Almighty that I got the privilege to be in the college hostel itself. Many students who from different cities go to Delhi, they do not land up in the college hostel itself, and they have to, probably stay as paying guests, as PGs at different places, which has its own struggles. And probably again what I said, the vibe matters. So the vibe of a college hostel is no match. You cannot compare it with a PG. In paying guests, it's like you're staying in a rented apartment. However, in the hostel, that too within the campus, when 5 steps away you have the college library, you step out of the hostel campus, the institute is there, and those 3 years at that excellent institute gave tremendous exposure to me. Lot of exposure, lot of opportunities, experiences. It opened up a whole new world. I hope you're understanding. I'm comfortable in Hindi and English both. Am I reaching to you? Are you understanding? Yes. Great. So those 3 years mattered. Now why I'm discussing this with you, I'll go on to my journey later on also. I also saw some students who came on from smaller towns to Delhi, but lost the track. Majority of them probably when landed up, they get their own independence, they are away from parents, they have all the liberty. So many of them lose the track and they go haywire. However, I feel it's very important for you all also to keep the focus, to stay on track, and to have your clarities, your priorities straight, very, very clear right at the onset. So again, as I moved on to my 3rd year of graduation, BCom honors I was doing, so that's probably the time when everybody takes a call. What next? Ab kya karna hai aage? I'm sure you all have also gone through that phase, right? So, of course, there we had, students from all over Asia who were there in the hostel, south of India, Nepal, so many. We had people from all over Asia and best of the best brains, all 98%ers of their respective boards. So they all superbly intelligent, and majority of them chose. Majority of them chose corporate sector as to be their future place where they would like to work. So they went in for CAT preparations, SRCC, Commerce College, MBA. That's what predominantly people were aiming for. However, I was dead sure at that point of time only that I'm not going in for that. Many people had this question. Why? Why you are not giving CAT? Why? When you're the college topper, you should give, you will get into IIMs. I don't want to do. That was my only answer. I had a straight calling. I wanted to be into teaching as a profession. I was very, very clear of it. And henceforth, I decided to go ahead and do my master's because I knew what was required to be into teaching profession. So I went and did my MCom from Delhi School of Economics. Thereafter, I got married to an army officer. However, I continued with my education in Delhi. So I did my BS from Central Institute of Education, CIE, where again, with God's grace, I taught Delhi University. And thereafter, I moved to Ranchi, where I worked as a PGT Commerce, taught for some time to 11th and 12th standard students, moved to Meerut, Lucknow, Dharamshala, Delhi, again Meerut, Bareilly, probably 6-7 postings, hopping. Every 2.5 years, my husband used to get posted to another city, and I used to move around. My child was young, so my priority was very clear. I'm being very honest. I wanted to give time to my family at that time. As a lady, there are many girls sitting out here. I was very clear that I wanted to give that time to my child, and I would not want anything. I never wanted to compromise on that front. In fact, for a span of 4 years when my daughter was born, I quit my job. And then again, when she started going to school, I again joined. And mind you, my focus, whenever I was working, irrespective of which city, was never the criteria. I wanted to work, I wanted to teach for the passion of teaching. And that's what I will tell you. Money will come. If you are good at what you do, there is no need for you to run for money. Money will run after you. It will come behind you, it will follow you. So probably, in cities like Delhi, where they pay teachers in lakhs and lakhs, amazing, very good salaries. From Delhi, probably my husband got posted to a place called Dharamshala in Himachal Pradesh. Drastic fall in salaries. In big great cities, you don't get those kind of salaries, no match to Delhi. Still, I worked. Many people told me, क्या करना है? 30,000, 35,000 के लिए मत करो नौकरी, छोड़ दो. What's the use? No. Again, my priority was to gain experience. And mind me, 1 year of working as a professional, 2 years of working, or now 15 years, I'm still learning. And I would want to continue to learn and learn and learn and grow. Because if you stagnate, you are done. अगर पानी भी एक जगह कलेक्ट हो जाता है, तो वहाँ पे भी, what do you say, सड़ने लगता है वो. So it has to go. पानी, नदी क्या होती है? बहती जाती है. That's what you have to do. You've got to excuse me. You've got to keep moving and keep learning and keep challenging yourself. So now it's been 8 years in Bareilly when I landed up and 7 years as a principal. Actually, in the same city, initially in Sobtis Public School, I joined as a PGT pharmacist only. Thereafter, I became the examination department head, and then principalship fell into my lap. I was not aspiring for it, but it came to my way, which I thought, okay, I can explore and let's see if things work out. I'll go ahead, and it did. It did materialize. At the age of 32, I became a principal. Probably I was the youngest around. Generally, I have seen principals who are quite elderly. I'm sure that must be your experience also. But I was very young and I became that. And initially I thought that probably that, I won't be able to handle so many responsibilities and so much of workload. But I realized that if you have the passion, if you're committed, you can do anything. And that too beautifully and with perfection. Anything probably if you do in your life with dedication will lead you to success. And again, after that, probably till the time I was not a principal, I was only limited to my students and my classrooms. आप लोग भी जब टीचर बनेंगे, आगे जाएंगे, schools में बच्चों को पढ़ाएंगे, I think most of your time will be, you'll be spending with those children. So you are only bothered about your children, your teaching. मैंने ये पढ़ा लिया, उनको ये आ गया कि नहीं आया, I do the exam conduct कराया, pass नहीं हुए तो I do a retest. Again, I ensure debit, credit, karo, and you go. Of course, that's important, right? But that was my perspective. I was limited to that. However, when I sat in the chair of a principal, again, a whole new world opened in front of my eyes. So many things which I never thought were important, they suddenly became most important for me. Probably as a teacher, I'll tell you very honestly, मुझे लगता था जो बच्चे फेल हो जाते हैं उन्हें भी प्रमोट कर दिया जाता है रीटेस्ट करा के या ग्रेस मार्क्स दे के why नहीं होना चाहिए. I used to feel that as a teacher. Why are these people doing? Why principals are doing this? Why school owners are doing this? But now in the hindsight, when you think, अगर 15 क्लास में या 10 बच्चे क्लास में फेल हुए भी, right? And from 9th you push them to class 10th, or from class 11th you push them to class 12th. क्या बोर्ड में वो सारे 10 फेल होंगे? What do you think? What do you think? Tell me. You have not experienced that bit, but still I'm asking you. Do you think होंगे? No. Sail through. Am I right or not? Yes. So now my perspective is not to only bring 90%ers and 98%ers. My perspective is, if a child is at at 30%, he goes to 45%, 50%, I pack my bag. Great. If a child is at 50%, I bring him on to 70%. Good. And believe me, all these children in this same very school where I have been working, of course the top percenters are into IITs or are into IIMs, they are doing brilliantly, but the 60-70 percenters are doing exceptionally well. They are scattered all across the globe and they are minting money also, they are having fame also. So can we just label them by academic marks? No. No, we cannot. That's the reason exactly I'm so happy and I feel privileged to be working in the times when our government, when CBSC, different council members are so prompt and are coming up with fabulous policies which are in tune with the current times and what is the need of the hour. आपने सब NEP का नाम सुना है? National Education Policy. This is what it talks about. 360-degree assessment of a child. Right? 360-degree assessment मतलब सिर्फ टीचर ही नहीं आपको असेस करेगा. आप खुद करेंगे अपने को असेस. आपके peers करेंगे, आपके friends करेंगे, आपके parents करेंगे. Probably they are complete all-round evaluation. And very interestingly, अभी 2 days back, our school got nominated as a center to do a pilot study by CBSC for 360-degree holistic report card का assessment के लिए. So teachers were involved in doing that pilot study, and very beautifully they have done that. How they have designed that. Of course, the final draft is yet to come. It is still in the pilot testing mode. But how the level of learning they defined in each child was. There is a beautiful diagram where a river is flowing. There is a mountain and there is a sky. अभी तक हम क्या करते थे पहले कि भाई low, average, high. Something like that used to demarcate. So here the demarcations are river, mountain, sky. That's not demeaning for any child. Am I right? Yes. So level of learning has been up to river, mountain or sky. Beautiful. I love that concept. Who are we to demean a child? Nobody. That child might not be doing well right now in exclusively academics, but he might be having tremendous potential in many other fields. So we have no one to grade them, to degrade them. We've got to give confidence to you all also when you will be going to different classrooms, when you will be meeting different set of children. You will have parents coming to your classes. Some will, and mind, आपके parents के लिए क्या important है सबसे ज़्यादा? वो क्या चाहते हैं कि आप बहुत पैसा कमाएं, या बहुत successful हो जाएं, या खुश रहें? Happiness quotient. We talk about that. What is the happiness quotient of a classroom? Sir has taken so many sessions on happy classrooms, teaching, training teachers. You want to ask something? You want to say something? Please.
हैप्पी क्लास में ये होना चाहिए कि स्टूडेंट और टीचर के बीच जो रिलेशन है वो हैप्पी होना चाहिए, ना कि टीचर और स्टूडेंट.
Right, please clap for it. Abhi when I came, so sir, who's on his mobile right now, we were just discussing, we were having tea with everybody, so sir was saying, बच्चे आजकल बस पढ़ना नहीं चाहते हैं, and naturally, I mean, no offense to anybody, वो euphoria something happens, कुछ होता है आपका event होता है, बस ये, they're just interested in events, but then we have to accept you all as you all are. We have to accept you as you all are, and we cannot change you. Even if I try to change you, I cannot change you. Only you yourself can change you, and that too when you will feel motivated yourself from within. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that teachers will stop trying. But the way of trying has changed these years. You cannot, like the age-old classroom pattern, chup ho jao, baith jao, pin drop silence, fingers on the lips, doesn't work now. Doesn't work. The child will get up and question, वहाँ से 100 सवाल पूछेगा. अगर आप एक चीज कहेंगे, the child will ask, you all are college students, आप तो वैसे भी करते होंगे. You are authorized to question your teachers. Even in schools, we promote सवाल बिल्कुल पूछेगा. That is what shows that's a sign of a confident child who can question things. जो बस समझ गए, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes ma'am, और आगे कुछ नहीं होता है. We don't want to raise that generation. We want to raise a generation of smart, independent thinkers who can question practices, who can question age-old practices, and then notes. कितनों को गंदा लगता है नोट्स बनाना या कितनों को अच्छा लगता है? एक होता है notes, when you have read a chapter and then you make summary notes. Summary note means you're not copying from your textbook, but probably internalizing that information and reducing it in a smaller version and writing. एक तो वो होता है note. Since many days I'm down with cough and sorry for that. So schools में I'm sure मेरे साथ हुआ है. I was a business studies student. कॉपी करके बस नोट भरने हैं. बुक में से रजिस्टर में कॉपी करना है. Just because teacher has said. नहीं करेंगे तो फिर ये वो. Has it happened with you all in schools? Exactly, copying from the book to register because register maintain करना है, check कराना है, काम complete करना है. Makes no sense. Some people say writing से आता है. आपको आता होगा writing से. मुझे नहीं आता. For me, even if I learn it from the book, I'll save half of my time. I'll be able to do it. I'm confident with my spellings. So the process is different for each child. So we have to be open to those liberal options. Each child will have its own uniqueness. किसी को लिख के याद होगा, किसी को बार-बार पढ़ के याद होगा, किसी को याद होगा, किसी को नाच-नाच के टहल-टहल के याद होगा, किसी को जोर-जोर से बोल-बोल के याद होगा. I had that habit. Till 11th and 12th, of course, घर में I had the privilege of my independent study room, and naturally we're in a protected environment with all the facilities. बोल-बोल के मैं याद करती थी up to class 12. When I moved to hostel, we were 2 people in the same room. आप कहाँ से बोले? बोल-बोल के you cannot, and then the light is an issue. किसी को रात को पढ़ना है, किसी को I cannot study रात में. सुबह से लेके शाम तक and I'm done. I cannot be like, बहुत लोगों को my roommate was in a habit of studying in the night, तो एक साल तो इसी adjustment में लग गया कि भाई कब लाइट बंद होगी, कब मैं सोऊंगी, जब मेरा पढ़ने का टाइम है तो उसका जब सोने का टाइम है, जब उसका पढ़ने का टाइम है तो मेरा सोने का टाइम है, all those things. Probably these are also the adjustments that you learn when you move out of your home and you go somewhere out. कहने में बहुत छोटी बात लग रही होगी आपको ये कि घर में भाई बहन का भी इतना हो जाता है. Am I right? इतना तो भाई बहन में भी होता है, रिमोट की लड़ाई होती है. I remember when I used to come back, I'm discussing things with you as if you are my own children, right? I'm not being very formal here, not discussing things somewhere from the sky कि गूगल से निकाल के और बहुत मैं आपको लेक्चर दे रही हूँ, टीचिंग ये वो. I'm talking my heart out with you because it's important to connect. अगर मैं बहुत सारी थ्योरी बता दूँ आपको ऐसे करो ऐसे करो ऐसे करो, it's not reaching you. I'm not that person. I would probably like to interact, and so I was telling remote की लड़ाई. घर में I have an elder brother, so when we were young, we used to fight for remotes, big time fights. Now of course everybody has the privilege of independent TVs, independent rooms, but those were not the times. And then when I used to come back on holiday from hostel, so my brother used to say कि हाँ अपनी रिमोट की लड़ाई होगी. Very, very normal things. And then probably when we moved to hostels, so we had a boys hostel and a girls hostel, but a common TV room. So there, we were so rigid, we divided our days. Monday, girls will decide what will be played. Monday, Tuesday, boys. Wednesday, Thursday, so that we can have our own choices. So these things also, these are sweet memories which linger on. And क्या इसमें कुछ learning है? क्या इसमें कुछ learning है? क्या? क्या learning है? 10, बेटा. First year then you. Let me see your interesting interpretations.
मैम अपने environment को अडॉप्ट
Repeat, child.
अपने environment को अडॉप्ट करना सीख जाते हैं.
Okay. Right, you are right. Yes, beta, you were saying somebody here.
मैम बच्चे का सामाजिक विकास भी हो जाता है, वो एक दूसरे से सब कुछ सीखने को मिलता है उससे.
हाँ, सीखने को भी मिलता है. और you are right. Boys, come on. Somebody. किसी का मन नहीं करता है कि हम रिमोट शेयर करें, सब चाहते हैं कि सातों के सातों के हफ्ते में हमारे पास ही हमारी चॉइस का ही चले, राइट? सो यू ऑल्सो लर्न टू पुट योर वॉइस अक्रॉस, एम आई राइट? आपको अपनी बात मनवानी भी आनी चाहिए। ये नहीं होगा कि भाई आप रोज क्रिकेट ही देखेंगे और हमें भी अपनी चॉइस का देखना है, सो वी डिवाइडेड। That's also, you got to put your step down and you should know when to voice your opinion. Yeah, please say.
सिचुएशन को हैंडल करना सीखो।
Yes, yes, situation. Many situations will come in front of you every day. Every day is a challenge, and that's what life is. So with every day, the experiences that you gather will make you what you are. And that's why I was taking it right from the beginning. All my experiences have made me what I am. Another thing, how to diversify these experiences. I feel privileged that I got married to an army officer, and because of that I traveled across north, south, east, west, everywhere. I taught in Ranchi in Army Public School where the kids were predominantly of, that particular Jharkhandi belt. Those kids, they had that kind of lingo. Then I worked in top schools of Delhi also. I worked in Himachal also, UP also. So different areas, different institutions, different set of work culture, different set of students, different set of parents, different set of aspirations. Diversified my viewpoint. I learned from them. It was not that they were learning, probably I learned. And now what I feel when I'm at any particular place working, whenever I'm in a problem, whenever I have to find a solution, these experiences come to my rescue. And unhi se koi na koi solution nikalta hai. So gather and learn from your experiences. And you all are of course millennials, supremely bright, and you all are technologically smart, multidimensional, so you have the entire world in front of you to gain experiences and to flourish from there. Now, if I were to talk about future challenges, what you will be facing as teachers in your future classrooms, आप सभी आगे teachers जाएंगे, you must have been learning activity-based learning, सब पढ़ रहे होंगे B.Ed में, experiential learning. We talk about 21st century skills, communication, collaboration, creativity, honing of skill sets in children, vocational education, liberal education. Have you heard of liberal education? किसी ने सुना है? किसी ने सुना है liberal education क्या होता है? अच्छा, तो मैं बताती हूँ। अगर किसी को पता है आप शेयर करिए, अदरवाइज मैं बताती हूँ। No? Okay. You all know कि अब हमारे पास 11-12 में जरूरी नहीं है, जरूरी क्या है नहीं, स्ट्रीम्स नहीं है, स्ट्रीम्स नहीं है ना? A child can study chemistry with psychology or biology with accountancy, any subject of your choice, right? So we have liberal universities in India, we have liberal universities outside who offer liberal courses also, so that you have your niche specializations. When you have your niche specializations, you can cater to market requirements more productively and thereby increase your marketability. So that's what CBSE is also aiming. Also with NEP, colleges may be a flexibility that you can decide 1 year of graduation that you want to exit, or 2nd year, or 3rd year, or you want to go on and do a complete 4 years course. There are different levels that have been defined, right? Of course, it will be implemented in schools, things have started slowly, it will move on to the colleges also, and it will be implemented to give flexible schedules, flexibility to children. Why do you think there's a need to give flexibility? Again, everybody is different. Everybody's priority is different, so everybody is a decision maker himself, and will have to decide himself. Now, I have many things written with me, something that was coming to my mind, but there are few takeaways or probably few quick points that I would want to discuss or share with you all before I conclude my talk. First is children, you all know what are elevators, right? You all know what are elevators? Mall mein hota hai elevator from ground floor to first floor, right? To take elevators. Please remember, there are no elevators to top. There are no elevators to success. सक्सेस पे जाने के लिए, टॉप पे जाने के लिए आपको स्टेप बाय स्टेप सीढ़ी ही लेनी पड़ती है. There are no shortcuts in life. Remember that. We don't have any choice. Recently we had Pariksha Pe Charcha organized, our honorable respected Prime Minister Modi ji was in discussion with the children wherein he was taking questions. किसी ने सुना था? Did you get a chance to hear? किसी ने परीक्षा पे चर्चा सुना था? Like for school students it was mandatory to attend, so naturally we all attended. एक बच्चे ने पूछा प्राइम मिनिस्टर से ड्यूरिंग दैट परीक्षा पे चर्चा कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी आप हमें कृपया करके हमारा मार्गदर्शन करें कि हमें हार्ड वर्क करना चाहिए कि स्मार्ट वर्क करना चाहिए. मैंने भी यही सोचा था अपने दिमाग में when I was sitting there, but our prime minister is a genius. He said he narrated a story of tortoise and rabbit. आपने सुनी है ना कछुए और खरगोश वाली कहानी? He narrated that. Then after something, and then he went on and concluded, hard work तो करना ही करना है. There is no choice, but not like fools. You have to do hard work smartly. Smart hard work. Isn't it a beautiful phrase? Smart hard work. Work hard. There is no option. We have no choice. We cannot remove it. मेहनत तो करनी है. There are no two ways. But we have to be smart that we are working in the right direction with right Josh. That's most important. So these were few takeaways which this happens with me. Probably अगर मैंने कहीं कोई अच्छी बात सुनी है that stays in my mind. I'm sure it must be happening with you. And if not, try to make it a part of you. It will help you. It will help you probably polish your personality even more. So that is an add-on. And I see one more thing. Many girls out here, right? 50%. 50% nation builders. Bharat ki beti. सारे जहाँ पे भारी भारत की बेटी. You all are the future, nurturers of our society, the educators who will be leading the nation. So I'm really happy to see you all and your commitment to this. One more thing. How many of you love cricket? बस 4-5 बच्चों को क्लियर अच्छे लगते हैं. Few more and half-hearted. If you love the rays of full high up in the air, you all love cricket, right? So basically you understand how the game is played. So now children, if you have to be successful in life, your life is just like a game of cricket. And how this beautiful analogy, there's a motivational speaker, Mr. Sandeep.
Maitri.
This analogy he has drawn. He says life is like a game of cricket. Only difference is, जब आप ये क्रिकेट का खेल रहे हैं, पीछे कोई स्टंप्स नहीं है आपके. So basically कोई आपको आउट नहीं कर सकता. No one else can decide your fate. Your fate is in your hands. Life will keep throwing balls at you. जो आपके जीवन है वहाँ पे बहुत सारे आपके ऊपर challenges लेके जाएंगे. Challenges, opportunities. Life will keep throwing balls at you. You are standing at one end with your bat. Now it is up to you. Don't leave your chances. Keep hitting hard. छक्के मारो, चौके मारो, मारते रहो, डटे रहो. Keep trying. डरना क्या है? निडर होके खेलो. Absolutely निडर. Because पीछे कोई stumps नहीं है. So nobody can throw you off your feet. Stay strong. Sometimes you will hit a sixer. Sometimes it will be a miss. But learn from your successes, or rather celebrate your successes and learn from your misses. That's what life is all about. So never, never, never be disheartened, or never let small failures in life hamper your peace of mind. Keep learning, keep growing. Another thing, you all have smartphones? Yes. Everybody does, right? Do you feel that sometimes you invariably end up spending a lot too much time on social media? Yes. Happens? Yes. Reels. Reels? You keep your reels. Who are these people whom we are watching? Who are these people? Some influencers, some bloggers, right? Do they really matter? They are not the decision makers, the policy makers, they really don't matter. However, at the same time, on the same medium, there are opportunities which can give you diverse knowledge, which can give you immense exposure. It's up to you how you use it. You have a beautiful gadget in your hand. I am not saying mat karo use mobile app, mat raho social media pe raho, but don't be a slave to it. Use it intelligently to your advantage. I should not be discussing, but still मैं एक personal बात आपके सामने रखूंगी. I am a very transparent person. I can open book. मैं अपनी life किसी के सामने भी खोल सकती हूँ. I have no inhibitions. I do that. I'll tell you. As educators especially, use of social media has to be very, very sensible. Very sensible. Your image as an educator should not be harmed. Because parents are trusting you. वो अपना बच्चा आपके हाथ में सौंपेंगे. अगर उन्हें लगा, I'm not saying don't have your share of fun. You are entitled to your share of fun, your fun moments with your friends. But you have to be very, very careful what you are putting out in public domain and what you keep reserved to your personal self. Because the world is watching you as an educator. Right? If there is a model, if there is a person from different fields, they are doing certain things which is okay. But then as an educator, nobody will question. But slowly and slowly, you will feel. These days, you have to manage your image. Have you heard about image consultants?
Yes.
Image consultancy is another big flourishing business these days, a career opportunity. All big shots, all people, all Bollywood celebs, they all hire image consultants. We do not have the luxury of hiring image consultants, but we have brains ourselves, right? If you see a person institute, but putting weird reels or weird, don't you think the image will go down? Happens. So be very, very careful of your digital footprints. Very, very careful. When I became an educator prior to when I was not, there was a drastic difference. You've got to maneuver each thing and then bring it out. You've got to be real, you've got to be true, but you cannot act frivolous, you cannot act very, taking things lightly. Because there are people, agar aap ek class mein baithe, there are 40 students sitting in front of you, they are watching you. 2 eyes per child, 80 eyes are watching you every moment. वो आपको देख रहे हैं, आप कैसे आ रहे हैं क्लास में, कैसे बोल रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं. When you will go back, am I crossing the time limit, sir?
No.
I'll quickly wind up.
We have 10 minutes.
I'll just quickly wind up. So, very, very careful of your conduct in the classroom. The language you use in the classroom with your children, with parents, with your colleagues, in staff room, in front of your employers. Everything matters. Everything is accounted for. Don't think people don't notice. People notice everything about you. Everything is noticed. Sometimes you might take things lightly. कोई यहाँ पे कोई बैठा होगा जिसको कोई एक चीज वो notice कर रहा होगा, which maybe I am not bothered about it. So be mindful. You don't have to be really bothered about too many things, but be mindful of your things. And last point. Children, these days the world is highly dynamic. आप dynamic का मतलब समझते हैं? क्या है? What is dynamic? If anyone can tell me? क्या बेटा? सुनाइए क्या?
all over changeable.
हाँ जी?
Changeable.
अच्छा, right. Change. Okay. She's right. So dynamic means they changes, constant changes. कुछ ना कुछ नया, कुछ ना कुछ होता ही जा रहा है. We cannot say that हमने तो ऐसे किया था, हम ऐसे ही करेंगे. It will not work. So you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. This is a beautiful line which I read somewhere and it has stayed in my mind. I'm repeating it for you. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Whenever any change happens, do you feel uncomfortable? uncomfortable? Tell me. If any change happens in your life, do you feel uncomfortable? जब आप एक कॉलेज से दूसरे कॉलेज ही जाते हैं, थोड़े से दिन अनकंफर्टेबल लगता है? जब आपको जो टीचर पढ़ा रहा था वो बदल जाता है, टीचर थोड़ा सा अटपटा लगता है कुछ दिन, राइट? घर में जो मेड आती थी और दूसरी आ जाए उसको सिखाने में ही थोड़े दिन अनकंफर्टेबल लगता है? Any change brings uncomfort with it. But change will happen. So better to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's what life is. Every day will be uncomfortable, but don't let it get in here. With a big smile on your face, handle all challenges, and then sky is the limit for you all. There is nobody to stop you. With those words, I'll end my talk today. And my only wishes, I wish all the very best institute college in the city. It has a very, very positive name in the city and a very impressionable brand, I must say. So you all are privileged. Of course, you all must express gratitude to the deans who have been working day and night to raise the institute and to bring it, to take it forward on the path of excellence with every passing day. And lots and lots of blessings to all of you, to all the bright young children sitting here. I wish and I pray that you all are blessed with all the success, happiness and health in life. Stay blessed and keep those smiles always intact. God bless you all. Anything would you like to question? It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Tell.
My question is, as you say that there are different children in the class. Some are rivers and sky and mountains, as you delivered us. So my question is, how can I be able to teach all the students equally in a proper way?
Okay. So I will just repeat what you're trying to say, so that I also understand what you're asking and others also. So she's saying, हर बच्चा क्लास में अलग तरीका है.
Yes.
तो भाई मैं कैसे पढ़ाऊँ? This is also a challenge, which you have to address. How you have to address is, generally the age-old practice which says is that as a teacher we cater to an average child. Average child means an average child's intelligence and average child's pace of doing work, speed of doing work. But at the same time, we cannot neglect the slow learners and we cannot neglect the high IQ ones also. For that also, a teacher has to be multi-talented. हम क्या करते हैं क्लास में? With my experience, I'll tell you. जैसे हमने काम दिया क्लास में, right? Average बच्चा आपका वो करने के लिए exact, let's say full 40 minutes ले रहा है. The brighter ones will do it, let's say in 25 minutes only. However, the slow learners will not be able to complete it also in 40 minutes. So they are having 3 criteria. This is a common thing. ये होता ही होता है. So what should a teacher do? The child who has done it in 25 minutes has to, there are many options now, how to utilize his supreme energy and his intelligence. He can help the slow learner. One option. Second option, he can be given HOTS. HOTS by HOTS I say, higher order thinking skills questions to solve, right? And the slow learners, suppose उसने अपना सिर्फ 75% वो काम कर पाया, 25% रह गया है. These days, you are supposed to cater to individual requirements. That's why we have the provisions of remedial classes. These days, the communication channel between parents and teachers are very, very strong. सब schools में WhatsApp groups होते हैं आजकल, class groups. सब parents के पास आपका number होता है. You cannot say मैं नहीं लूँगी. There are time allotted कि इस शाम को 1 घंटा आपको रखना है. Calls from parents. Ask their queries. There are mobile apps which all schools have implemented, where the extra work is suppose some child has missed out, उनके parents forward कर दिया जाता है. Right? So there are ways and means to settle each issue. हमें कभी ये नहीं सोचना है कि हम कैसे ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता है, सब कुछ हो सकता है, possible है. Just keep your thinking positive. Problems तो क्लास में बहुत आएंगी. Yesterday I had a excuse me, parent walk into my office to complain कि मेरा बच्चा क्लास 5 में पढ़ता है और वो मैथ्स टीचर है हमारे यहाँ, उन्होंने उसको बहुत जोर से मार दिया है और वो कह रहा है मेरे बहुत दर्द हो रहा है यहाँ पे और मैं स्कूल नहीं जाऊँगा. So generally when I have any parent coming up to me, I call the teacher so that things are, both of them are in front of each other and the things can be black and white, clear, दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी, क्या है clear हो जाए, because I am not the one in the classroom, but I am asked to solve all situations, right? Simple. Teacher was young. Teacher said कि मैंने उसको बस ऐसे ही किया था, मारा नहीं था, ऐसे ही था, ऐसे ही था, right? Now child is in class 5. Child is in class 5. What will be his age? जब भी किसी बच्चे की एज निकालनी है, वो जिस क्लास में उसमें 5 साल ऐड कर दो, ठीक है? So he is around 10 years old, and the maths teacher 40 years old, strong built man, कट्टा कट्टा आदमी, वो अगर टच भी कर रहा है, child is delicate or not? Child is very delicate. Sometimes you are young girl sitting here, right? घर में आपके पापा हैं, कुछ है, अगर कभी ऐसे हल्का सा टच हो गया, वॉक कर रहे हैं, this is a strong man in the house also, हल्का सा टच हो गया, oh, what is this? Solid man roaming around, right? Same is with a child. A child of 10 years is delicate. You are saying when you say मुझे चोट लगी है, मुझे दर्द हो रहा है, चाहे उसे मेंटली हो रहा हो, फिजिकली ना भी हुआ हो, और क्या पता फिजिकली भी हुआ हो, you are wrong. That's why punishment का तो concept जा ही चुका है. There is no concept of punishment. There is actually the rule is you should not be touching a child. You are not allowed to even touch. Many times आप वो देखो dichotomy, controversies. बहुत से parents आते हैं पीछे में कहते हैं ये पढ़ता नहीं है, टीचर को कहेंगे मैडम you can get as strict as you want with the child, आप इसे मार के दीजिए. So I tell my teachers always say no, we will not. We will not. Why? हम प्यार से बहुत सी चीजें सिखा सकते हैं. हम तो पेरेंट्स को भी कहेंगे आप भी मत मानिए. Right? So you will have diverse situations बेटा हमेशा, पर हर चीज का solution आपको classroom में ही मिलेगा. And mind you, all solutions you will get with experience. Again, with experience, your experiences will teach you. With every year, every day that you will spend with those children, 40 children in your class, if I will just say, ओम शांति ओम देखी है? उसमें बहुत फेमस एक शाहरुख खान का डायलॉग है, अगर आप किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे आपसे मिलाने के लिए जुट जाती है. It's true. In fact, this is written in one of the Vedas. It's a fact. So अगर आप किसी प्रॉब्लम के सॉल्यूशन को शिद्दत से सॉल्व करना चाहोगे, पूरी कायनात आपका साथ देगी. And as teachers, you all are expected. आपको भगवान माना जाएगा. Parents will come with weird sort of problems. They will expect कि भाई ये टीचर है, ये हमारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे. बच्चा खाता नहीं है, बच्चा any problem, they will come to you. You cannot say कि मुझसे सिर्फ पढ़ाई की बात करिए. Can you say? You have to have solution to all their problems. And sometimes, mind you, as teachers, all you have to do is give them a patient listening. बस वो अपनी भड़ास निकालने आए हैं. घर में परेशान थे बच्चे से, वो आके, especially the teenage group, the senior ones group, when they don't listen to their parents, parents feel helpless. When they come on PTM and they tell parents, ये सुनता नहीं है, सारा दिन मोबाइल पे लगा रहता है, पढ़ता नहीं है. They will have such a young, you all will become teachers. Let's say after this also, आप खुद होंगे जितने बड़े, उससे just 4 साल छोटे आपकी क्लास में बच्चे भी होंगे. Then also they will expect you to have solutions to all their problems, and you have that power to give that solution. एक चीज और मैं कहूँगी about your power, which I said many times earlier also. On an average, when you teach in a class, एक क्लास में 40 बच्चे होते हैं as per CBSC norms on an average, right? और हर teacher minimum is supposed to have 36 periods in a week. That means 4 set of different classes are given to a teacher. So 4 classes वो minimum एक दिन में पढ़ाता है, यानी 4 sets of different 40 students. Am I right? So 40 into 4, यानी एक दिन में वो 80 बच्चों से minimum मिल रहा है. Am I right? Yes. Minimum. In one day, 80 young, impressionable minds you are meeting. In 6 days in a week, 80 into 6. Whatever, give me a clear number. 80 into 6? 4? 480? Keep you don't carry mobiles here, right? Or you have? You have mobiles?
Yes.
Achha, who has? Somebody said yes. एक बच्चे ने बोला yes. He must be carrying in his pocket. Don't worry, sir, कुछ नहीं कहेंगे आज, है? Who has? Okay, so you do the calculations when I say. So into 6 means 480 hours or 480 impressionable minds? No. गलत हो गया ये तो. 4 classes into 40 is 160. 160. 4 classes, 40 each is 160. That is 1 day's impact. 160 kids. Multiply by 6. 160 into 6 is?
960.
Okay, 960. That is the reach you have in 1 week. Multiplied by 4. 960 into 4. 3840. That's your monthly impact, monthly reach. आप कितने दिमागों के साथ, you have the power to influence. That is 1 month multiplied by 12. 3840 multiplied by 12. Anyone is giving me that number? 46,080 1 year. And suppose a teacher has taught for 10 years. You all will be teaching for 25, 30, 40, 60 साल के होंगे रिटायर होते हैं. अगर 10 साल भी पढ़ाया है, multiply by 10. 4,60,800. These are the opportunities that you're getting. You have the power to influence the entire generation. अगर आप चाहें किसी बच्चे की जिंदगी बना सकते हैं, अगर आप चाहें किसी बच्चे की जिंदगी खराब कर सकते हैं. So you have lot of responsibility on your shoulders. Be responsible. You cannot negate your responsibilities as educators. जो आप करेंगे आपको देख के ही वो बच्चे करेंगे. Have you ever thought जब भी देश में कोई नई पॉलिसी को इम्प्लीमेंट करना होता है, उन्हें कहाँ इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाता है सबसे पहले? स्कूल्स कॉलेजेस में बच्चों को ना. What happened? आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव सेलिब्रेशन has happened. आ गए सब स्कूलों में सर्कुलर ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है, right? स्वच्छता अभियान was implemented. सब स्कूलों कॉलेजेस में हुआ, right? नगर निगम has नगर निगम come to your college to tell about correct way of disposing garbage?
Yes.
आते हैं स्कूल में भी आते हैं बताने. क्यों? Easiest for them. एक जगह पे आपको इकट्ठे सारे बच्चे मिल रहे हैं, who are coming from different backgrounds, who are going to go and take the information to different parts of the society. अगर वो हर घर में जाके बताएंगे, not possible. But they're telling it in schools to the children. They will go and spread the word. They are the ones. अगर उनमें ये आदतें पड़ गई स्वच्छता की, or maybe the feeling of patriotism, those seeds have been sown well. Naturally, the coming generations, things are sorted. Any change that you want to bring in a nation, in a society, has to go via its children. और ये बच्चों से कराता कौन है? आप लोग कराएंगे. So that is your power. Teaching is the mother of all other professions. You are supremely powerful. Realize your power. If you have that realization of your responsibility and power, you will have solutions to all problems. Anyone else wants to ask?
Good afternoon, ma'am. I was one of the students who taught and assigned in
I can recognize you. Yeah, so nice to see you. Yes, Shani.
Ma'am, you gave the mantra of the possible learning us that you have study for 450 minutes, 450 minutes, 40-50 minutes key and take a nap for 50 minutes. I still remember that.
I'm so glad that you remember, and I'm so happy that I found one old student here sitting in the room. Yes, that is what I used to do as a student. Till now, when I go for rounds or when I interact with my children, that's what I tell you. Your experiences make you what you are. What I can offer to the world is only what I have. I cannot discuss someone else's experience. जो मैंने महसूस किया, जो मैंने अनुभव किया, वही मैं आपके साथ साझा करूंगी. तभी आपको वो कनेक्ट करेगा, रीच करेगा आपके हाथ पे. तभी आपको वो सच्चा लगेगा. If I pick up things from here and there and I tell you to do this and this, कुछ असर नहीं होगा. Now what she is saying is very right. You were in 11th, 12th, those days?
I was in
12, right? Your name, child?
Arshita.
Arshita, right? Sit Arshita. So probably if I can share that thing with you also. I feel the right way to study is many children, they don't sleep in abundance during exam days. सोते नहीं हैं या before when the exams are nearing, then they only पढ़ाई and not sleeping. I cannot function in that mode. I cannot. So my study mantra was that I used to tell to my children also. I used to take power naps in between. You understand a power nap? थोड़ी सी देर के लिए सोया, and when you get up, you're all re-energized. And then probably what I can do an hour और बिना सोए मुझे उसे करने में 3 घंटे लग जाएंगे. So why not study? That's the reason probably we that SRCC you can understand those 98 and whatever this has happened. So if you're scoring or if you're aiming for those kind of scores, then you have to give mental rest to your mind, to your body. Then only the best productivity comes forth. That's true. Anyone else?
Yes.
Yes, beta.
How we can improve more and more communication skills?
Talk your heart out. I tell you, sit. मुझे जब यहाँ आना था, सर ने कहा आना है. I am not a person who goes and gives talks. I have never given any CBSC training session. I am not a PGT English kind of person who can speak fluently or so. Whatever I can speak, but I am not from that trade or probably not from that background. But then I had two options. एक मैं पूरी स्पीच लिख के आ जाती और देख के बोल के whatever, I could have done that. But then I think when I speak from my heart, at the end of any session, I am happier. Because I relate to it. If I'm reading something which is foreign to me, which is not natural to me, I don't relate to it, I cannot expect my audience to relate to it. Beta, we as principals, as teachers also, you are a BA child or a BPharm? BA. Communication, if you are not confident also, automatically aa jayega. All teachers invariably end up being good communicators because you have to talk. You have to talk to parents, you have to talk to school authorities, you have to talk to children. One thing you will have to explain 100 times. Gone are those days जब आप कहते थे एक बार पढ़ा के अब मत पूछना. You cannot say that. As a teacher, बच्चा 10 बार पूछे, 100 बार पूछे, आपको बताना है, कैसे नहीं बताओगे आप? You have to explain. So you will automatically, and right now maybe you have that question, how to become a good communicator? Talk your heart out. If language is a barrier, one is language is a barrier. लेकिन is it so that आपको हिंदी में भी बात करने में हिचकिचाहट होती है सिर्फ इंग्लिश में? That means it's not a problem. You can communicate. That's what NEP also talks about these days, that we have to teach children in mother tongue. Right? So you talk. हिंदी में बोलो, इंग्लिश में बोलो, makes no difference. बोलो, अपनी बात दूसरे तक पहुंचाना is important. Only that is important. Right? Yes. I hope I've answered. So I think we'll end the session, and still if you have some questions, some other day we'll come and we will take those questions. Thank you so much.
I hope this session has motivated you a lot. Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, apart from students, I have over 30 years of experience, but I also got motivated today, being a teacher. So thank you so much for giving us a valuable time and coming all the way from the school and enlightening our students. Now I request our group director, Dr. Gibbon, to kindly felicitate ma'am.
Good afternoon to all of you. It has been always a privilege to listen to ma'am. I have never been fortunate to listen the entire talk, but ma'am, it was fantabulous, and we are being privileged to have it today. Our objective was that I have met, in fact, on behalf of institutions, Future Group of Institution and Rajan Kumar Memorial Trust. We have been figuring out people who have influenced into the field of education, specifically into the schooling education. और मैं मैम से बात कर रहा था कि Sobtis has done a wonderful job for the last 1 decade under his leadership. We are blessed to have you, ma'am. वो खुद ही नाप लेते हैं बुलंदी आसमानों की, परिंदों को नहीं तालीम दी जाती उड़ानों की, और कम्युनिकेशन में हम लोगों ने देख लिया। देखिए इमिटेटिव मैम को, सर लोगों को बुलाने का ये है, we have got such wonderful people. मैम ने पूरी अपनी स्टोरी बताई कि how she has started, where she has ended up, and the best thing which we all can learn is कि smart work, what Modi ji is also talking about. तो आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी भी हमारी यही बात कह रहे हैं, मैम भी यही कह रहे हैं, और जितने भी लोगों से हम सुन रहे हैं, मेहनत का कोई तोड़ नहीं है ना? है या नहीं है? मेहनत करनी पड़ती है किसी भी फील्ड में। जो आज की हमारी मैम चीफ गेस्ट है, जो आपने देखा है, गुंजन साहनी मैम, शी इज द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सोप्टिस पब्लिक स्कूल। वी आर वेरी फॉर्चुनेट कि आपके स्टूडेंट भी यहाँ मौजूद हैं, तो आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा आज। I have been personally in touch with ma'am couple of years, and what we have also seen a lot of people, the feedback we got and the homework that we did. आपने छात्रों और शिक्षकों दोनों की जरूरतों को समझा और नेतृत्व प्रदान करने वाले शिक्षकों के साथ शिक्षा के विकास में सराहनीय योगदान दिया है। आपके प्रभावी शिक्षण शैली ने शैक्षिक समुदाय में आपका एक मुकाम है। आपने विभिन्न जटिल विषय, because she comes from the field of commerce, में रचनात्मक तरीके से उसे आसान और रुचिकर बनाने का सार्थक प्रयास किया। आपने अभिनव उपायों, पद्धतियों और तकनीकी के संयोजन से अनूठे प्रयोग सिद्ध करवाकर शिक्षा जगत में विशेष शिकार दिया। मैं एक बात और कहना चाहूंगा, मैम is very active in social media, but she has also told how to use the social media for your benefit. Future Group of Institutions, श्री राजन कुमार मेमोरियल ट्रस्ट तथा हमारे चेयरमैन सर, ऑल डायरेक्टर्स, सारे शिक्षकगण, सारे विद्यार्थी, आपको इस प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द ईयर अवार्ड देते वक्त अपने आप को बहुत गौरवान्वित महसूस करते हैं। मैं सभी विद्यार्थियों से सबसे कहूंगा कि उठ के खड़े और जोरदार तालियों से, अगर आपको ऐसा बनना है तो तालियां जोरदार ही होनी चाहिए। We are blessed to have you, और उम्मीद करते हैं कि मैम का इसी तरह आने वाले वर्षों में शुभकामनाएं और आशीर्वाद मिलता रहेगा। We are very thankful. And thank you very much, ma'am, for spreading such a wonderful session. We will leave with a request to all the students कि मैम से जो आपने 3 बातें सीखी